Hi everyone, my name is Duncan, and I'm really grateful that you're taking a few minutes to be with me this evening. Over the course of the next few nights, I want to think about the Beatitudes with you, the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount, taught by Jesus to his followers on the mountainside in Galilee when he was on earth. His words are challenging and profound then, rooted into real life and into the spiritual life of those who were listening to him. And they are challenging now. These are not pleasant words. They aren't words that are easy to understand. They dig into our spirituality and they ask us to really think about who we are and what we believe. And over the course of the next few evenings, as we look at each one, my prayer is that God will speak from them into your heart and into mine, and that we'll be given a deep sense of his purpose and his peace and his grace. You can find them, the ones that I'm going to be reflecting on, in Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 through to 11. And each evening, we'll just take a little bit of this passage and reflect on it together. So let's begin now by reading Matthew chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain. And after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak, and he taught them. God always blesses the public reading of his inspired and his infallible word. Let me read that exactly same phrase and passage again, but this time from the Message version of the Bible. When Jesus saw his ministry drawing huge crowds, he climbed a hillside. Those who were apprenticed to him, the committed, climbed with him. Arriving at a quiet place, he sat down and taught his climbing companions. I love that. I love the idea that these words are given to and spoken into the lives of those who are apprenticed to Jesus. Now, if you read the whole of the Sermon on the Mount, you realize very quickly that by the end of the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 7, from verses 28 and on, the whole community had listened. It's as if they were watching Jesus as he taught those who followed him. And isn't that true of us? Jesus says something to us as his followers, and the world watches us. But in these words that we will explore over the next couple of nights, we will discover words of hope, words of challenge, words that orientate us, that ask us to reprioritize our lives. But for this evening, for a moment, just reflect on this question. What does it mean for you and I to be a climbing companion with Jesus? What does it mean for us to follow him, to listen to him, to be apprenticed to him? Life brings its ups and its downs. It brings its uncertainties. There are no more uncertain times than the ones that we're living in right now. And yet, just as his initial followers did, if we will pause and listen to Jesus, if we will let him speak into our lives, then he will speak peace into us, but he will also speak purpose. He'll help us to make sense of what's going on around us, and he'll give us the grace and the strength to reprioritize, to re-envision our lives, to think about our lives through his lens, rather than just through the circumstances that we're facing. This has been an unsettling time for you, for me, and for many others. It's not a time when we need to be embarrassed or afraid of our questions. Instead, it's a time that we can bring them and lay them at the feet of Jesus and know that his grace and his mercy will come alongside us. So I invite you, my climbing companion, to sit with me over the next few nights as we listen to the words of Jesus and to let them sink into our hearts and into our souls. I pray that as you prepare to go to sleep or onto night shift or whatever you're going to do, that you will be given the grace to remember what it is to be a follower of Christ and to listen to his words above everybody else's, to allow his peace, his grace and his strength to rest in your soul. Here's the night blessing that I'd like to share with you for this evening. May you know the security of God's grace. There is nothing you need to prove, nowhere that you need to hide, nothing you need to earn, and no one you need to impress. God, all present, all knowing, all seeing, all powerful, extends a hand of grace to you. Take it and live. Amen.
Oh, love that will not let me go, I rest my weary soul in thee. I give thee back the life I owe. But in thine ocean depth its flow may reach a fool a be, may reach a fool a be. Oh, light that follows all my way, I yield my flickering torch to thee. My heart restores its borrowed ray, but in thy sunshine's blazes stay, may brighter, fairer be, may brighter, fairer be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. Oh, joy that seekest me through pain, I cannot close my heart to thee. I trace the rainbow through the rain, and feel the promise is not vain, that morn shall tearless be, that morn shall tearless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. Oh, cross that liftest up my head, I dare not ask to fly from thee. I lay in dust life's glory dead, and from the ground there blossoms red life that shall endless be, life that shall endless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go. Oh,